All right, what is going on, guys? Today we are going to be doing a portfolio update. I want to keep you guys up to speed on how my strategy is doing. So let's not waste no time. Let's get right into it. So I have about 1,100 invested right now. I am up, and if you see me looking past the camera, I'm looking at my computer screen so I can look at these numbers. Let's see, I'm up almost $48. Two of my tech plays are leading the way right now. Let's see, total portfolio value $1,148.47. If you're new here, my strategy basically is, at the core of it, buying low, selling high. When a stock drops based on a certain percentage, I'll buy a certain amount, and then when it hits $15 in profit, I sell. That number can be changed, but right now it's at 15. So my best performers right now are advanced micro devices. That is up $11.58. And right behind it, we have super microcomputer up $10.40. Not bad, not bad. I was hoping that I was going to be able to hit that $15 price target by the end of the week, but it just couldn't get there. It got close. I think both of them got pretty close. I think advanced micro devices went up above 14. And Supermicro got close around 13.50, but they just couldn't make that last push. But that's okay, because I have faith it's gonna happen next week. But even if it don't, that's all right. Let's move on to my worst stock right now, which is Circle, which is down $8.92. Not my best. Yeah, not looking good with that one. But it's actually ironic because the first win that I got using this strategy was Circle, and I made 100% on that stock. When I bought it the first time, I had 100% gain on that one. I sold it, and then it went down. So you gotta, this is kind of acting like a mini crash simulation type thing, because I talk a lot about the strategy was built to take advantage of basically market weakness. And the real test of my strategy is not when everything is going well, because you can practically do anything and make money when every stock that you could possibly pick will probably go up. But when the stock market in general is going down, that's pretty much the real test, at least for my strategy, to see how well it can hold up. So with Circle going down 15.5% on Friday, which was yesterday, I have to ask myself the question. I spent a lot of time thinking about this. With one stock, obviously it doesn't affect my portfolio that much, because obviously if I wasn't down $9 on this stock, then instead of having $47 in profit, I would have 56. But the real question is, what would happen if this situation happened with 5 of my stocks, or 6 or 7? And the stocks that I have the most invested in, Tesla, United Health, Supermicro, those stocks, if all those drop simultaneously, how would my strategy uphold? And obviously it would definitely, my portfolio would possibly, I don't know this for sure, but possibly go negative for a bit, and I'll have to tough that out and just, maybe adjust. But I just, it's about staying disciplined, trusting the system, and yeah. Another thing I wanted to mention is that something I talked about in a previous video was about how the stocks that are doing well for me today may not be the stocks that's doing well for me next week. And that played out perfectly, because at the beginning of the week, if you go watch my previous videos, Palantir Technologies and CoreWeave were both 2 of my top performers, top 5. And now they are both under $1 in profit. they had not great weeks. They lost about 10+% each. And you have more stable names, not as volatile, so they don't run up as fast, but you have the IBMs, the Caterpillars. They are doing better right now than those two stocks for me that were just up $6, $7, $8, $9 just a few days ago. So that's exactly why I have and I also made a video about this, talking about this. That's also why I have a wide range of stocks right now. I think I'm in 37. 29 are in the green, 8 are in the red. But even though the more volatile stocks go up faster and I can hit my profit target quicker, in the event that things start to go against me and things start to go down, I still have some of those more reliable, reliable companies that are maybe not as flashy, but they can definitely, keep me kind of steady throughout the storm. So it's funny how, everything I've been saying in my previous videos is pretty much showing in this week's update. But I also wanted to give y'all a little change of pace. This is the good book right here. This is the Bible, the NIV version. I want to read y'all a verse, so don't go crazy. It's only one verse. It says in Ecclesiastes chapter 11 verse 2, invest in 7 ventures, yes, in 8. You do not know what disaster may come upon the land. Now, I'm not saying, it don't talk about stocks in that verse, and it definitely don't say own 35 to 40 of them. But the principle is, you don't know what's going to happen in the future. Anything can happen. Wars happen. Companies fail. 2008, 2001, things happen. So you just have to, you don't have to do anything. That's why I have made this system, keeping in mind that principle, that verse, that wisdom, and diversifying, right? Because, I could pick a really great stock and put all my money in it, but who knows what can happen and I can be out of luck. So that's that. And yeah, just looking at the day in general for yesterday, my portfolio dropped 0.63%, less than 1%, but it did go down $7.42, which shows that the more I keep getting my capital in the market, because despite the fact that it did go down, I did buy $60 worth of stock. So that's always a good thing. Get more skin in the game, and that means more potential upside. So, I don't need as much to make as much, I don't need as much of a percentage gain to make as much, obviously, but that also applies to the, if it goes against me as well. And if I have some really bad days, then you never know what can happen. But all in all, I want to get more money into the market because that means more potential profit for me. So that's pretty much all I want to say in this video. Nothing is really that close to hitting my profit target unless AMD or Supermicro computer, somehow 5 or 6, 7, 8% on Monday. Then maybe, I'll be making another video how I'm, have my third win. But right now we're just monitoring, and we are, just trying to get as much money as we can into the market, trusting the system, staying disciplined. I appreciate everybody who's watching. You follow me on this journey. I know I'm early on, not investing with that much money is not as compelling, but hopefully I'll, keep posting videos. I'll see some progress, and, a year down the line, 2 years down the line, this will be a pretty cool story for you to say that you witnessed, or maybe, follow a little bit, skip around, watch a few videos, be like, oh, that was pretty cool. So if you want to follow me on this journey, hit the subscribe button, like this video, and I really appreciate that. And yeah, that's the update. Until next time, peace.